Welcome to the Wise Take DFS podcast. I am your host, Patio Joe, and I'm joined here tonight by my man, Paulie D. Say what's up, Paulie D.
What's up, dude? How's it going?
Good. I'm just double checking right now to make sure that we're live. I picked start streaming, but I'm not seeing anything, so I'm texting CK as we speak, huh?
Cool.
Streaming.
I'll try and check the chat out for you, but I think we're doing it.
You know,
it feels like we're doing it.
I clicked start streaming, so let's see. Oh, they say I see you. Okay, good. I see you. They see us. Okay, good.
Do you hear us?
Do you hear us? That's the thing. Okay. Yes. First of all, guys, this is my first time hosting, and I'm learning the program, and I'm trying to do it. Our man CK is down in Jamaica right now with his beautiful wife, and they're doing some having a nice vacation. So I'm trying to learn this program, and as well as give you a good show. So it took us a little while to get things popping, but we're live now. We're good. Thank you everybody in the chat, and I'm glad that we got it. I'm so happy. So we got Paulie D, we got Patio Joe. You can follow us at Patio Joe Ref and at Paulie 8Ds.
I'm glad that we got it.
So anyways, so what we're gonna do tonight, we have a nice little show plan. There's only an 8-game slate, so we're gonna do some things. As you guys know, we're DFS players. We probably like wrestling too. Tonight was SummerSlam. I watched most of it. It was pretty good. I thought the end was a little bit anticlimactic, but there was some really good matches. So what we're gonna do tonight, me and Paulie, we're gonna go through our top 5 favorite wrestlers, and then go through the slate a little bit, answer some questions, and then maybe do some little bit of football questions at the end. So first of all, let's start off. Paulie, how'd you do today? You played some DraftKings, right?
Yeah, I'm probably pretty much only going to play DraftKings going forward for the rest of this baseball season. I just, have come to like it better with the 2 pitching and the multi-positions. And I just like their tournament structure slightly better. Mm-hmm. And I'm planning on just kind of taking it easy for, I don't know, till football comes. So I'm just going to play on there primarily. I got most of my money there. And, go light unless, something good happens, any big cashes happen until football comes.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I wanted to ask you today, do you think that it's harder to win in the month of, like, later August, in the month of September, because more people are going to, like, a lot of the dead money is going to football, and a lot of the people that are still playing baseball are pretty much the guys that are really into it, that are really committed. Do you think it's harder to win at the end of the year? That's one of the reasons, of course.
It's crazy, but like all 3 sports, I've done awesome early and then kind of tailed off towards the end. Baseball, I mean, I've had some decent cashes recently, so not as bad. But like basketball, like after January, like I was just done. Like I didn't make money. It was brutal. Like I was like depressed, and then like baseball came and I won like in the first week, and I was like, but I was like getting down to the point where I was like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. Like it was getting ugly. And the same thing with football. Like I won a bunch of money early, and then like the last like 5 weeks of the season, I got killed. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that, it seems to be true. I like want it not to be. I want that just to be like, just bullshit. But it might be. There might be something to it. We'll see. I'll let you know next year.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I think that like this slate coming up is like it's starting to become the trend of sort of like you're getting these spot starters that are just going to be coming in every day. Like we don't really know much about them. Like when I look at this slate tonight, it's kind of a weird slate. Even though there's 8 games, it's like what we like. It's just kind of there's weird places to go. You're upside down now, Paul. There you go. Okay. There's some weird places. There's some weird starters, basically, that hasn't really thrown much this year. And I think that we're going to get that more and more as we go along as the rest of the season. So, anyways.
Yeah, like for baseball, like September 1st, the rosters expand. And, I think you're absolutely right. Like, I think, it's going to be a lot of like funky pitchers. You'll see on this slate, there's a bunch of guys that, have never pitched before, or, we've never seen, or haven't pitched this year, like rookies getting a second shot.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely like the players change, it's harder. You don't know like a lot about these guys, like some unknown guys may come up and double dong and, like at 1%. That could make it a little more interesting, if you
do your homework,
find the right way to play that. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. But, as a whole, I'm just, toning it down, and I'm, kind of loading up for football.
Yeah, I mean, this coming up week, it's really it's in your seasonal leagues, you really got your drafts going on, and I have a draft. Let's see, next Saturday. I have a draft next Sunday. I know I have 2 drafts on Sunday, and then I have another draft the following week, and. Do
you do a lot of auction drafts or like standard snake style?
Standard snake style. I've never done an auction draft. I always feel like, man, that's just one other thing I have to worry about. Like
Sure.
I just don't really. It's just.
I know. Like when I moved to Florida, like one of my like better friends down here got me into like a like a $500 entry league, and I was like, that was like, the only one I had. So I was like, sure. He's like, but it's
mm-hmm.
auction. I was like, okay. And it's keeper, so
mm-hmm.
it's like, now I'm like 3 years in, and, I have Ezekiel Elliott was like my best keeper from last year. And
mm-hmm.
it's like all about like, cheap salary plus like auction drafts are funny. Like if you lose all your money early, it just sucks. You have to be patient. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well.
But so, like in your snake drafts, do you know what picks you have already, or do you not find out till the draft?
Most of them, 2 of them, I have the 4th pick, and one of them I have the 9th pick. That's my Christmas bonus league, and then the
mm-hmm.
Fantasy Football World Championships. I don't think we find out until the day of the event. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm picking 4 and then 9. My Christmas bonus league, I like to pick in the back anyways. So, and my other leagues, it's definitely I like picking where I'm at. I think some players are going to fall. There's some guys I really have my eye on that I think is going to be good.
Yeah.
So,
we're going to talk about that at the end of the show.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that at the end of the show. But let's start off right now. Let's go with I'm doing your number 5. Wrestler of all time. What you got?
Wrestler, number 5 of all time. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Very nice, very nice. I like him. I like the son of a bitch, Stone Cold Steve Austin, ringing the Steve Weisers. All right, number 5 for me is the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Bret the Hitman Hart.
Nice. I used to really like him, but like the end of his career, he just like tailed off.
He tailed off. Well, when he went to WCW, his
after career stuff stuck too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. But first of all, we want to do a shout out to the resident Wise Take groupie Tiffany Jones joining us again in the chat room. Thank you. Hi, Mrs. Jones. Me and Mrs. Jones. That's an old school song for all you out there. Anyways, let's get into this slate. We have a 8-game slate today. The pitching is kind of a weird. We don't really know where some of these are going. So it's an 8-game slate. Let's start off with there's a game in Minnesota, the doubleheader I want to talk about. I have Fulmer versus the Twins. Is that what you have? What do you have? Who do you have as their second pitcher of the second game?
In the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Dylan G versus Carson Fulmer.
Yeah, Dylan G versus Carson Fulmer. G of the Twins taking on Fulmer. What do you got?
So I don't really know too much about this Fulmer guy. I think he pitched already this year, though. Maybe last week.
Mm-hmm.
Man, somebody pitched last week versus the. Let me just check game log. No. All right. So this is his debut. He was added as a 26-man. All right. Yeah. So I don't know. We got to do some research, but the Twins kind of blew up today. Depending on the wind, it could be a really good hitters environment in Chicago. And, this could be a good game stacking opportunity. The White Sox have been hot, and the Twins have been hot, and two pretty bad pitchers. Probably a lot to like from these games. Tomorrow I'll have a better look. I'll know what these guys throw and, what hitters hit that stuff. But just probably a good spot for offense. We don't even have a line on this game yet. Yeah. But I'm assuming it's going to be like 10, 10.5. This is probably going to be a good spot for offense.
Yeah, and you don't know if people are going to go there just because it's the doubleheader and because the lineup will come out a little bit later than normal because the first game will still be starting. So,
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. We have to basically look into it once it gets going. So, let's just move on to. Let's go to right now. It's got Chris Smith of the Oakland A's traveling to Baltimore to take on Wade Miley, but then FanDuel has Ubaldo. So. Maybe comment on both.
I think it's gonna be Ubaldo, and in reality, I don't think it really matters. I'm not gonna be crazy interested in too many A's. If it is Ubaldo, then I'd only strictly really want some lefties, and they don't have a ton, but maybe like a Matt Joyce one-off. If it's
Cash game porn.
It's Wade Miley, then I could do like a Oakland mini stack. Get like Lowry, Davis, Ryan Healy, that kid Chapman. So depending, I'm not gonna be heavily interested in Oakland, but if it's Miley, then I'd be a little bit more. If it's Ubaldo, not that I'd pitch Ubaldo, but I probably wouldn't really hit against him, attack against him all that much.
Yeah.
And on the other side, though, I want to pick on Chris Smith. It's probably going to be extremely popular. Baltimore is 5.83 implied total already. And, this team's been hot.
Yes.
If anything, I think I would probably, go towards the bottom of the order and grab, Trumbo and Davis and Seth Smith, or Trey Mancini, Trumbo, Davis, Seth Smith, something like that to differentiate. But I have a feeling Tim Beckham, Machado, Scope, Jones are going to be really, really popular.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only they're going to be popular, but only Machado is the only one that's really expensive. I mean, Tim Beckham's 3.4. He went down a little bit. You got Scope at 3.3. That's the lowest he's been in, probably a month or two. So, and he went off today. So I think people flock to that. I mean, Scope, that 3.3, that's a good cash game second baseman right there tomorrow. And then on the other side, I understand. Yeah, either way, I guess you could do a little bit to this game, but it's nothing really for the A's. So, anyways,
and that Baltimore spot's going to be really, really chalky tomorrow, on the small slate.
Yeah, because you can get that stack in. You can have a 3 stack with any pitcher you want and still get huge bats after that, whatever other one-off. So, yeah, it's going to be real chalky.
Yeah, we'll talk about it towards the end of the show, but there's a good chance, I'll have more than 1,000 left on the table in cash, because even if you use Alex Wood, which I'm not going to be, there's a ton of pitchers that are 7K, 7,700, and then there's not a ton of really expensive hitters on this slate. It's Mike Trout and Nelson Cruz, the only guys above 4,300, and I envision them being so popular because everyone will be able to afford them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. You were talking about Alex Wood, and so why don't we just move on to the next game? Alex Wood of the Dodgers traveling to Pittsburgh to take on Garrett Cole of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Nice transition there, Joe. You're a pro.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting better.
So Alex Wood, he's kind of come off that amazing little streak he had, and I think his velocity's been down a tad, and he hasn't put up the amazing performances that he was earlier in the year. And I think this is a spot where he's just going to be really popular on both sites because there's just there's not enough expensive guys. On DraftKings, it's so easy to use him, even though he's 12K, and he's the only really, really top arm on this slate. So to me, he's gonna be a fade because Pittsburgh doesn't really strike out all that much, although they do strike out more versus lefties. But they've been kind of hot lately, and Alex Wood has not. I just think it's depending tomorrow where we feel the ownership's going to go, if he's like anything over 30%, I think we can fade him and kind of confidently expect like the chalk to bust there. You know what I mean? It's just like, why would you want to take Alex Wood at 40% when you don't even really like the spot for him? So I'm not going to go there. I think it's a decent spot for him. I wouldn't be surprised if you put up like a 40 on FanDuel. Mm-hmm. But the Dodgers have been struggling a little bit too. They got to face Garrett Cole and big ballpark. I'm just, I'm not that excited about it. So I'm going to be fading him tomorrow. And, I think a Pittsburgh stack would be kind of interesting, like contrarian. Maybe they get to him, and it's one of the higher scoring stacks on the slate.
Well, I mean, it goes right there. It goes to what I'm starting to really believe on the slates where every pitcher's under 10,000. You take the highest one and you stack against them, and it's because people will pick him just because he's the highest guy. He's a Cy Young candidate. I was laughing here because I'm looking at the chat, and apparently we've really made it here at the Wise Take DFS YouTube channel when you have bots in your room telling that girls naked online at girlsforyou.tk, and we have 2 right in a row, Alina and Lacey. Wow. Thank you, bots, for coming into the chat room. We really, really appreciate that. We've made it. I know.
That's awesome.
I know that CK in Jamaica right now with his dreads that he's probably got, because his hair, he can make some crazy dreads, right? And what's crazy right now is that he has no control over what we say. He's not even in our ear right now.
Right, he can't do it.
He can't do nothing. He might be able to push the eject button, no self-destruct button and stop the stream.
Self-destruct.
But
I don't think he'd do that. I don't think he'd do that to the wide stream.
He don't want to censor us. He don't want to censor Patio Joe and Paulie D. So, anyways, let's go number 4 wrestler of all time. Who you got?
Shawn Michaels would be number 4. I think that would be number 1 for CK. And, he was just like my favorite. Like, he was like when I first started watching wrestling, like my favorite guy. And, he kind of just like faded off for a little bit, but he came back and just like had like one of those legendary careers, like Hall of Famer. He's just like kind of like the epitome of the WWE, never changed brands. And, he kind of still shows up, and, they got the DX thing. And, he's just like, he's the man, there's no denying it. He was like, very, very entertaining, and he was like the first guy that I liked, so he makes my list.
The showstopper, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. He was Mr. WrestleMania.
When he turned on Marty Jannetty, man.
Oh, yes.
Back in the day.
That was awesome. The super kick around the world.
Yeah, it really was.
I wonder how many times like CK's like done a heel turn like that on when he was wrestling, like just super kicked some guy and like went off and like flew his hair back and like, hey, I'm CK, don't fuck with me. So,
oh man, his top rope game must have been sick.
Yeah, I'm sure he flew off the top rope, all 5'11" of him. Anyways, my number 4 is the Ultimate Warrior. As a kid, man, I loved him, his energy, and I remember he didn't debut at SummerSlam, but like something happened, like Brutus the Barber Beefcake was supposed to fight Honky Tonk Man, and he got hurt like a week before SummerSlam, so nobody knew who Honky Tonk's opponent was, and all of a sudden the Warrior comes down, runs in, just like hits him twice, runs out, wins the match, wins the title. It was awesome. So he
definitely the best entrance.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Warrior.
He just running up and down. I loved Ultimate Warrior, man. He just, as a kid, it was great because his match with Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 7 was really, really good, and it was a passing of the torch. Maybe it was WrestleMania 6. It was a passing of the torch. I'm not sure. It was
pretty crazy too. Like, he came out of it for his Hall of Fame induction. Came to like WrestleMania after being like away for a long time, and then died like the next day.
2 days later,
crazy. And his speech was like awesome. The speech he gave at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I like watching his speech. The Hall of Fame speeches at the night before WrestleMania is really good.
Yep.
All right, so let's move on to the next game. We have Taijuan Walker of the Arizona Diamondbacks traveling to CK's team in New York, the Robert Gesellman and the New York Mets.
You know, like I almost never used Walker, but this might be a spot to use him. You know, we've been streaming against the Mets lately. You know, work today. Been working a lot. And, you know, this could be, like, Walker's got good stuff. He's just, like, never can, like, harness it. And he's, you know, usually in a bad park. But kind of like a lot of things are lining up for him here. If he gets, like, a real plus umpire, you know, it's probably going to be one of my, you know, favorite spots on the slate. Because this team is just awful. And, you know, Taiwan Walker's got to have a couple good starts this year. Like, this is, like, a great time for him to do it. You know, like more on DraftKings as my second pitcher. I don't know if I'd go to him on FanDuel. Like, even if he does have a good game, I don't know if it'll be like slate winning. But I definitely have some interest in him on DraftKings. No interest in Gesellman, and I do have some interest in Zona here. Like anybody 1 through 6 or 7, depending what lineup they put out. But you know, I think this could be a good spot for them, although they are traveling today. They got beat up today by, you know, a not so very good pitcher in Bartolo Colon. But, you know, this is not Bartolo's Gesellman. You know, I think guys like Lamb and JP, you know, this could be a good spot for them and Pollock.
Yeah, I think that if you wanted to use like Conforto or Cespedes as a one-off, I'm cool with that. Conforto,
Yeah, sure.
I think it's fine. I'm cool with that. But I think you can – it's time to start attacking these Mets like on a daily basis. Like, if you could stay clear of Cespedes, Conforto, and Flores against a lefty, I think you can really consistently win some money off this team for the rest of the year. That being said, I definitely like these D-backs too against Gesellman. He is like ready to pack it in, just get ready for next year because he seems to be getting blown up every start. First of all, yes, by the way, Roderick Pope asked, what do you guys think of that Little League catch today? That was just an awesome catch. Did you see that, Paulie?
Yeah, I retweeted it. That was the greatest catch in like Little League history. Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing what those kids do. I mean, first of all, those kids like are put in that kind of pressure at that age. It's a lot. You know, you're in national television, and you know if you do something stupid.
How old was that kid?
Oh, he's 12.
What's like the oldest age?
12.
12?
Mm-hmm. You can't
turn... that's pretty big for 12.
Oh, yeah. You can't turn 13 before, like, August 1st or something. I know that's what it was before, but it's something to that effect.
So he could be 13?
You could be 13 at this time.
Oh, no. He would have. Yeah, all right. You can't be 13.
If you could turn 13 after August 1st, you could be on the team. So conceivably, even though you turn 13, let's say August 2nd, you could still be on the team because most of it started before you were actually 13. But yeah, that's just. I mean, those kids, they're getting bigger and bigger, and you know, it's the Little League World Series is just crazy. I remember just seeing it come up to where all you would do is see the final game, and then they just all of a sudden it's on every single game. They've expanded it to more teams. It's just awesome, and I just love it. So, anyways, let's move on to the next game, and this is I got this from my man because it was a little bit of who was starting between either Doug Fister or Edu Rodriguez, but instead of Fister, I barely even know her. We have Eduardo Rodriguez of the Boston Red Sox taking on Mike Clevenger of the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, you know, there's matchup of two teams that are probably going to be in the playoffs this year, potentially the American League Championship Series. I'm comfortable picking on Cleveland with lefties. They actually have struck out the 6th most this year against lefties, and they're not known for a strikeout team. So, they must be not striking out at all against righties and striking out a ton versus lefties. So I'm actually really interested in Rodriguez here, especially if he gets a good umpire. This game's not in Boston, it's in Cleveland, so it's pitcher-friendly park. And Rodriguez, especially for GPPs, is one of 3 guys I think are capable of putting up over 50 on this slate. So he's one of my favorite guys tomorrow, and there's some risk. Like if you're going to be building a lot of teams and you go all in on him, definitely have a hedge team because Cleveland can get to anybody and they have a lot of power. But he's probably my favorite pitcher tomorrow. And if he gets a very good umpire, I'll be like all in on him tomorrow.
Oh, good.
On the other side.
Okay.
No, go ahead. What are you saying?
I was just gonna say I thought some guy coming up was gonna be your favorite pitcher because I love him.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but
we'll see.
We will see.
Yeah.
Clevenger is a no-go for me. I'm actually interested in the Red Sox bats here. You can go with Betts, the kid Devers, basically the whole lineup. You know what I mean? When Boston gets it going, it's got to be a stack. They don't have a ton of power, so it's definitely got to be a stack. You got to get all the love together and hope for some power. But Nunez, Benintendi, Hanley, Betts. If I'm ever stacking Boston, I think Betts is always going to be in there. And they're on the road, so you can go down. Get guys at the bottom part of the order. I'll do the profiles tonight, and we'll see. But whoever matches up the best and works with the stacks. But tomorrow, catch the live stream. I'll let you know which guys to go to. But this is probably one of my favorite offensive spots.
Yeah, that's good. I like this game too. I think either sides. I think I like the Indians a little bit more than you do, at least right now to start off. But I got to look into things. Obviously in the chat,
Vegas does.
Yeah, Q's likes Devers. I like Devers. The guy's hot, and he goes kind of. If he's batting down in the lineup, so if you want to lower, get kind of off the grid. I think tomorrow is going to be a way where you kind of got to get a little creative. I don't think it's because there's nothing really like straightforward kicking you in the face, really.
Yeah. There's no cores. I mean, Cleveland has probably the second highest scoring, total on the slate. So my Eduardo Rodriguez idea is probably contrarian now, but we'll see how the lines move tomorrow. I don't even know if Eduardo was definitely scheduled for the start. Now he is. The lines might be anticipating a different starter and they'll move, but. Yeah, I'm interested in Eduardo. He's probably got the best swing strike rate on the slate, and the Indians do strike out versus lefties, but we'll see. There's a chance I could be on an Indian stack by tomorrow, but right now I do like Eduardo.
Yeah, I like it. I think it'll be a good game. So let's start off. Let's go with our number 3 wrestler. Your favorite wrestler.
Number 3 would be The Undertaker.
The Undertaker. The
guy he was close to these next my 1 through 3 are all very close. And The Undertaker was awesome. He's just been there forever. He had the WrestleMania winning streak, and his character was just so awesome. It's so unique. He used to do all those casket matches. They kind of got away from that now. But when he first came in, all his the eyes rolling back and his interviews and the Paul Bearer. I used to love that dude. And, he's just been a legend, consistent, and he's just awesome. He's the man. I don't know how anyone that likes wrestling could not like The Undertaker.
Yeah, I agree. I like The Undertaker. He just wasn't really one of my favorites. I liked him. I just he was ever. My number 3 is Triple H.
Triple H.
I love Triple H, the cerebral assassin. I love his entrance music. Pumps me up when I'm working out or something, or before a game or something. It just really gets me going, and I loved watching him wrestle. Even now, he can be a bad guy or a good guy, and he plays it great. And yeah, he's always been one of my favorites. When he was with DX and stuff like that with Shawn, and it was just I like Triple H. Yeah, the 2 matches that he had with the Undertaker at WrestleMania were some of the best matches that Undertaker had. Yeah. I mean, the ones that he had with Shawn too were just amazing.
So Triple H is going to be involved in wrestling forever, right?
He's taking over
McMahon, and
he's married to Stephanie.
So he's going to be he's married to Stephanie. He's going to be like Vince. He's just this, his ego's always going to kind of get the best of him, and he's going to make himself the main part of the storyline probably. 10 years from now, I don't even know who'll be the champ, someone that we don't even know yet, and he'll still be dominating them with like, the bad guy scene and all like the powerful guys backing him up, and like, that storyline is like forever, like the one that he's doing now. Like, what do they call that?
The Authority. Yeah, that's
not
over.
The Establishment, the Authority.
The Authority. That's been over.
No, I know, but it'll be back. Trust me. Like that was typical Vince. Like, I'm the boss. He did it to The Rock. He did it to Stone Cold. Like, that's like the never-ending wrestling storyline. Trust me.
Against the establishment.
Triple H will be back.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the next game. I think we only have like 2 or 3 more games left. I said, it's a pretty lazy Monday. Let's see. Andrew Albers of the Seattle Mariners traveling to Atlanta to face Mr. Fulte, Mike Fultonavich, and the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, Albers is another guy I don't know much about. I think he pitched last week against Toronto and did all right. I might be mistaken, though. That could be someone else in the slate. But I'll have to, dive into him. More than likely not going to take a rookie pitcher in the stadium. Braves went off today. I like them. I think, Matt Kemp, Freddie Freeman, even against the lefty, that might be a good spot for Freddie Freeman. He may go like under 10%. And Andrew Albers could be out of the game like the third inning, and he may get three at bats versus a righty. And it's been pretty humid in Atlanta lately. We'll take a look at the weather tomorrow, but this could be a good spot. And I don't know like how popular the Braves will be because they don't have a ton of righties. So it could still be a pretty low on stock. If you're stacking the Braves, you want Freddie Freeman, and guys may just kind of like overlook this spot and go to like Baltimore or the Indians or the Red Sox or something. But, I'm interested in the Braves here. Kurt Suzuki, if he gets a start, definitely want him versus a lefty. And on the other side, I don't know. I'm not too interested here in any of the Seattle players. Although I don't think I would pitch Mike Fultonavich. Like, Seattle doesn't strike out much. And I don't know. It's tough. Like now they're in the National League, so you get a pitcher batting, so that could add to the strikeout total. We'll have to take a look at the lineups, the umpires. Maybe Fulte's in play. I'm not going to take him out of play just yet because
Q says that Seattle's VMI is off the charts. Q says that the VMI charts is off the charts. So,
is that good or bad?
I think that's good. I mean, we all know that maybe you should lay off the Braves a little bit, buddy. I don't know. After Friday night, what do you think? I'm just kidding.
I mean, they scored 5 runs. It wasn't like the worst thing.
No, but I think they waited till like the 8th or 9th inning to score those runs. So I think it was a victory for me. I took it as
it was definitely a victory for you. It wasn't like a domineering victory. Like it was the worst thing ever. Like it was all right, but sure. It was definitely a victory for you. Definitely a victory for you. I can admit that.
All right, so let's go to the next game because this game is, like I said, I think it can be. I think you can pick and choose your bats here and there. I don't know about a full stack. I think you can go with Freeman. Kemp's back. 2.6. That's not bad. That's cheap. That's
except he hasn't done anything in a real long time.
Oh really? If it's Ozzy Albies start bats first, I might like him a little bit too. All right, Cole Hamels of the Texas Rangers taking on Tyler Skaggs of the Anaheim Angels.
Yeah, so both these pitchers are in play. I really like Skaggs. He's probably my second favorite pitcher on this slate. He's got tremendous strikeout stuff, and Texas struggles versus lefties. They're in a great park here. Hopefully he gets a good umpire, but he'll be definitely, in most of my lineups tomorrow, no matter what. So, there's a chance that I'll have, Skaggs and Eduardo, and, that's only, $13K in salary. So that's what I was talking about. I may have a ton of money on the table tomorrow, and that's fine, and, these small little slates, that'll make me different. And if both these pitchers go off, I think Skaggs has a chance of getting some ownership, but it won't be, crazy. Most guys are either going to go to Wood, Cole, maybe Cole Hamels, but I don't think anyone's going to be major chalk except for Alex Wood, so. he's definitely in play. And then on the other side, Cole Hamels, even though he hasn't pitched that great, he has great numbers in Anaheim throughout his career.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of Mike Trout, like no one on that team scares me, especially versus lefties. I think he's in play, but he's probably like fifth or sixth on my list. But I think he's fine if you want to go that route. And really, like in terms of the bats, like I don't think I'd play any of these bats.
So you don't like Napoli or any of the righty bats, Andrews, something like that against Skaggs?
No, I mean like I don't mind them. I just think I'll find spots I like more.
Yeah.
But like maybe Chirinos at catcher would be all right. And I don't even think he's healthy. That righty that plays outfield for the Rangers, he hasn't played in a while. You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, not right now.
No, the righty, he's an outfielder. His name's like Nelson or something.
No.
It's not. He's a Hispanic kid.
It's Delano DeShields.
No, not DeShields. No, it's not Delano DeShields.
He's gonna play.
Yeah, he's been playing lately. Like he'd be fine, but I don't know. I never like take teams as a stack in the stadium. If you want to one-off a guy, fine.
Yeah.
But I think maybe like Adrian Beltre would be like a good one-off. Like he's got power at all sides of the field.
Robertson. There's accused of saying Robertson.
Robertson.
So Robertson. All right, number 2 wrestler of all time. Who you got?
Number 2 wrestler of all time is going to be Razor Ramon.
Hey, Chico. Chico.
Yeah, he was the
Scott
best,
Hall.
man. And even when he went to WCW, like he just like had that. He's like another one of like the original wrestlers. Like really, really cared about like their personality. Like they like played out like their, like whatever their role was, like so much more. Like nowadays guys just have like a cool name, and like some of them do. Like that Bray Wyatt guy is really into his character, but back then that was like more of what wrestling was about, and some of them were just like so awesome. Like he was great. He was that Latin bully with the toothpick. And, I remember when the 1, 2, 3 kids stole the belt from him. Like it was like the biggest shock ever. So
Yeah.
But he was just awesome. And even when they went, when the NWO happened, like on WCW, that was awesome. Like I really became like a fan of that. And like he was like one of the originals. So yeah, I always liked that dude.
Yeah. When he goes to WCW, he goes, he's like, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. Yeah. And him and Nash. But that actually leads into my number 2 wrestler of all time, and that's Hulk Hogan. The guy, to be able to reinvent yourself and go from the most loved wrestler to the most hated wrestler, literally in one heel turn. In 1996, the Bash of the Beach, when he came in to maybe helping out Sting and Savage, then he drops the leg on Savage, and they were throwing stuff at the ring. It's the biggest moment in the history of wrestling, as people say, the heel turn of Hogan. And he invented himself in the Hollywood Hulk Hogan and NWO. Too sweet. It was pretty sweet, dude. And I loved Hogan. We Goldberg is like number 6 for me, guys. He just didn't make it. He was close. Goldberg.
Goldberg, yeah. He was just like too short-lived. Like he didn't have a career. It was like 4 years and he was gone. Then he just came back just now for like a minute.
His run though, man.
Yeah, it was cool.
Man.
It was cool.
But you were talking about it earlier, like the WCW Nitro days with the NWO and all that with the Monday Night Wars. I was in college during that time, and that was just absolute shit. We loved watching that, man. That was so good. Yeah, I like that. But we got one more, and then we'll get to some football. But one more game, and here it is. We got Zach Davies of the Milwaukee Brewers taking on Chris Stratton of the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, so Chris Stratton, I think, is interesting. He actually pitched well his last start, struck out 10 Nationals. And like maybe he's turning the corner. And the Brewers, I think they're on the decline here. They strike out the most of anyone in baseball versus righties, and they're in this tough park to hit. So I think Stratton could be sneaky. He might not even be that sneaky. I think he may actually gain some traction, especially on DraftKings. He probably will get like 15% ownership in this matchup in that park. Guys just tend to like stream pitchers in that park and on small slates. But I think it's a good one. I don't see the Brewers really getting to him. On the other side, I'll never pitch Zach Davies. He just doesn't have the strikeout upside ever, and the Giants don't strike out. And I think some Giants may be in play. They have been hitting a little bit better lately. So like Hunter Pence, Span, Parker, like little mini stack of those guys. I think I'll probably throw them in a little bit because they're probably low on.
Okay, so we get a guy coming off of a game where he struck out 10 Nationals. He's 6,000. He's playing in a pitcher's ballpark against a team that strikes out the most in the major leagues. I'm all in on Stratton tomorrow for GPP. That's who I'm.
I hear you. I can't. It just seems like too easy though. Like that was my first thought too, and I'm like, everybody's gonna see this and think that though. Like I don't think I'd go all in. Like if you build 3 teams, like put them on 2, but don't do all 3.
I mean, you get my point though. I mean, we can have the Coors hangover again.
Yep. Coors hangover. Okay, we'll see if it's real.
We'll see if it's real.
Very important.
Okay, so we'll see. Yeah, the Coors hangover. They drink too much Coors. Like, oh God, I got it. Damn, they Coors. But anyways, yeah. Hughes is saying Milwaukee's got a -18 VMI on the slate. That's the worst on the slate. I think that $6 grand. Yeah, like I'm all in it. I'm all in on Stratton tomorrow. I mean, I probably will have a head stack team, but I think that at $6 grand, at $6K, if he can get you 40, wow, go do it. You know what I mean? And I think he can get you 40 tomorrow. Why not? I
think he definitely could. But he could also get blown up.
Yeah, but tomorrow I think almost anybody could in some ways. And I do think. Wood stack against him, and I think in cash tomorrow, probably Wood or Hamels. I think Hamels is. I would tone down my cash games anyways tomorrow, guys. But
I wouldn't really play too much cash tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, this is like a terrible slate for cash. Mm-hmm. But I think Wood is probably the cash game guy, and on DraftKings you got to add another guy in. Mm-hmm. I guess Hamels isn't there's a chance Hamels has 1 strikeout tomorrow though. Mm-hmm. Don't you need more strikeouts for cash games? Don't you need a little bit of a floor?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that on DK maybe
there really is nobody else though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's a terrible slate.
Yeah, me and Q's Stratton is the luck for me. So. Anyways, that's all the games we got. We're gonna play. We'll play some little Dong Watch. But first, let's get to your number 1 wrestler of all time.
Oh yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho Man. It's good. We didn't even. It's so funny. We didn't even talk about this before we came on, and we really didn't have crossover that much.
Yeah.
We really didn't, but. Yeah, dude, Macho Man, I really, really, really fell in love with wrestling at WrestleMania 4. If you remember, that's when he won the title. There was a tournament, and he had to win 4 matches in a night, and he beat Ted DiBiase in the main event, and he had Hulk Hogan in his corner, and DiBiase had Andre the Giant in his corner, and he hit the big elbow, and he wins, and it was so great because you loved that storyline was so great because it started at WrestleMania 4, and it started with Hulk Hogan helping out Savage win the title at 4, and then it culminated at WrestleMania 5 with them fighting each other and Hogan winning the title back. But Randy Savage had the match of the night at WrestleMania 3 against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Everybody loves that match. One of the best matches in the history of wrestling. And he also had some great matches against the Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude. Yeah, very, very Randy Savage. And he went to WCW, NWO. He was an NWO member. NWO for life. You know what I mean? So
yep. Randy Savage, like he like became my favorite wrestler like after his career. So like, when he was in that Spider-Man movie, he did this role, the Bonesaw, and that like really took off amongst like my friends in high school. Like, it was just like I don't know, everything was like yeah, Bonesaw is ready, and like while we were drinking, it just became a thing. And then like I started like looking into him, and like he's got a ton of funny like old clips of his interviews, like Macho Man on cocaine and stuff. And like if you really watch it, like he definitely was like he was definitely partying in like the early years of wrestling, and they're hilarious, So like he just like really grew on me. Like after his career, he's just like such a funny character. It's a shame he died because he would have like, and he did like the Slim Jim commercials. He was like their guy forever. Like he's just like a funny all around character. So like, the Macho Man. He's just like he had those glasses, the look, the voice. Like he was just like his like mannerisms and everything. It was just like incredible. He was awesome.
I agree. My number one was your number 5, but Stone Cold Steve Austin, my favorite wrestler of all time. I love him, and when he was him and The Rock were just their rivalries was awesome. Austin would just revolutionize the sport when WWE was looking for a more grittier character and not so much of they wanted to get away from that. They wanted to go more real. Stone Cold brought that in, and he had the all against. He
like kept them relevant during like the WCW NWO thing,
Yeah. My number 1 is Val Venus. Hello, ladies.
There's so many funny ones, it's hard to make like a top 5.
So
it's just been funny over the years.
Do you still watch wrestling?
But Stone Cold was great. I like from time to time, you know what I mean? Like I didn't see tonight's, but I know like most of the people that were in it. I like it from like I don't know, November to March, like that little run to like WrestleMania. You know what I mean? But I go like back and forth. Like I had like a long run when I hadn't watched it. Then when I like moved back down to Florida and like had less things to do, didn't know as many people. Like saw it flipping through the channels and started watching it again recently. So I definitely like it, but don't watch it as often.
Who are like your favorite ones today?
I like that Shield. Like especially the one who like turned on them.
Seth Rollins.
Like he's probably one of my favorite wrestlers.
He's a good guy.
When they were like. Yeah, I know he's a good guy. I think they like just got back together. I heard.
Yeah, they did.
But
him and Dean Ambrose did. Yeah.
But when they were the original Shield, I thought that was awesome. Man, I'm trying to think. There's other people I definitely really like, but
AJ Styles.
Not like the main. Yeah, I don't really like him actually. Like, I don't know.
I didn't
John Cena. Know his, like.
I like Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura is going to be huge.
Like I've never heard of that guy.
Finn Balor, he's going to be huge. But yeah, I like John Cena. I love the fact that people boo him, but he's just a modern day Hulk Hogan, and they need him. And but anyways, enough wrestling talk. That was fun. Let's just go. You want to play some Dong Watch just real quick? I'm gonna just real quick just.
Sure.
All right, let's go with 3 players: first baseman, third baseman, and outfield. Real quick.
All right. First base, the Baltimore dude,
Davis?
Chris Davis. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go with. Paul Goldschmidt. Oh. All right. Sorry. I guess we have been alerted. We have been, our man CK in Jamaica just sent me a text, and he wants to do the DraftKings build a lineup thing instead of the Dong Watch. So we have to do the pick'em thing. It's like, let me see if I can find it. MLB pick'em. There it is. Alrighty.
How does this work? Like we just draft
pick
our own
one
team,
from
kind
each tier. Yeah, we're just gonna talk about it. There's 8 tiers.
Right.
There's 8 tiers. Okay, tier 1. Alex Wood.
Have you played any of this stuff?
What? No, I haven't. I don't have time.
Yeah, me neither.
Alex Wood, Garrett Cole, or Cole Hamels.
Wow, that's horrible. But Cole Hamels.
Yeah, I say Cole Hamels too. Tier 2.
I think there's an eclipse right now, Jen.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Clevenger, they have Doug Fister. I don't think that's right. Ubaldo, Taiwan Walker, Robert Gesellman, Fultonavich.
That's what
Alvarez,
I was talking about. That line.
Yeah.
That line for Cleveland, like it might have been anticipating Fister.
I mean, the only guy who'd go there was Fultonavich.
I don't know.
Or Walker.
Didn't you say you kind of like
Walker? Didn't you say
kind of Walker or Fultonavich?
Let's go with Walker. T3, these are hitters now. We got E5, Machado, Trout, Mazzara, Goldie, JD, Freddie Freeman, and Nelson Cruz.
Give me Goldie.
Goldie, yeah. T4, more hitters. Betts, Jose Ramirez, Tim Beckham, Elvis Andrus, Adrian Beltre, Jake Lamb, David Peralta, and Ryan Braun. I like Betts.
Yeah, I like Betts too. I like Boston tomorrow for sure.
T5, more hitters. We got Carl Santana, Jay Bruce, Francisco Lindor, Chris Davis, Jonathan Scope, Joey Gallo, Runetta Odor, Travis Shaw. I personally like Scope.
I like Travis Shaw.
Shaw? Okay. Let's go with Shaw. Just for the hell of it. No, you know what? Screw that. I'm the host.
There's no salary in this, right?
There's no salary. Let's go Scope. I don't care.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. We're building a lineup. We're not even going to enter it. But anyways, okay. Next is Eduardo Nunez, Jason Kipnis, Justin Turner, Corey Seager, Shin Soo Choo. Nunez. Eduardo Nunez. All right. T7. Devers, Benintendi, Chris Taylor, Pollock, Cespedes, Cano, Buster Posey, and Neil Walker. I say either Cano or Devers.
I say Pollock.
Pollock. All right. Let's go with Pollock. And last but not least, T8 is Hanley, Marcus Semien, Matt Joyce, Adam Jones, Curtis Granderson, Andrew McCutchen, Brandon Phillips, or Ender Enciarte.
Man, read the first three again.
First three are Hanley, Semien, and Joyce.
Give me Hanley. Give me Hanley.
Hanley, all right. So
yeah, or McCutchen's fine.
Hanley. So that we got Hamels, Walker, Goldie, Betts, Scope, Nunez, Pollock, and Hanley. That's what we did tonight.
Yeah.
All right. So
McCutchen's got the highest ISO versus left-handed pitching this year. It's like in the 400s.
Yeah.
So don't ignore him.
Thoughts on Pick'em, fellas? I don't really like it. I've never tried it, so maybe it'd be all right. If you like it, to me, I kind of like it. It's nice with no salaries. It's a little bit different of strategy, and if you just want to pick players that you like, I'm all for it. And if it makes you money, I don't care. Go do it. But listen. Yeah. I'm going to just name 4 guys right now, and I want you to know, I'm just going to lay out a round, and I want you to tell me if it's too early to draft this player, or if it's just right about right, or if it's too late, or if it's going to be there. Okay?
Okay. How many teams?
I got only a 12-team league. So
12-team league?
12-team
PPR
league. Yeah, 12-team PPR league. We're going to do this, then we're going to get on out of here. If you have any questions while we're doing this, we'll answer them once we're done. If not, we're going to be getting on out of here. I got to get my got on after this. So, anyways, first player is Terrell Pryor. Is the second round too early to draft Terrell Pryor?
Wow. No, absolutely not. Like, I love Terrell Pryor. I want him. Second round seems high. Like, I haven't done any drafts, so I don't know. Mm-hmm. And, like, my the 2 that I'm in are both 14, so, like, when I've done the mocks, I've done those, so
it's a little different, but
yeah, so 14, so that's like 28. I would say he's a top 28 guy, but towards the bottom of the second round. But yeah, I like him. I have high expectations. I would love to get him and the quarterback paired together on my team.
Houston's way too early. I think personally, if you need to know your league, if you don't think he's going to get back to you in the 4th round or the 3rd round, maybe you need to go for him in the 2nd round.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, if you like want him, and you don't take him there, you're probably not going to, depending like where you pick. You know, like say you're, I don't know, 18th, it's probably not going to come back to you, you know, on like 42nd or whatever that works out. You know what I mean?
All right. Next.
So like I'm very big on like getting the guy I want, not like, you know, like not like where this guy's supposed to get drafted. Like I hate like, you know, I'll get him there and then he's gone.
Yeah.
And, like he ends up having to get, you know, so like I'm big on like go get the guy you want.
All right, next guy, Dalvin Cook in the 3rd round. Is that too early?
Way too early. Way too early.
You know, people, everybody else is saying he's going to be gone by the 3rd round. He might even creep into the 2nd round right now. That's what people are saying. I'm the reason why I'm asking because I have a little bit of an affinity for him. So I think he's going to get the ball. And what I like most about him is the fact that I'm hearing is that his pass protection is what he's excelling
very good,
at.
yeah.
So
yeah, very, very good at that. And, like, I loved him in college. I just, you know, like, at that high, like, you know, like, running backs, like, it's, like, lost some of its value. Like, yeah, I know, like, the top guys are great, but it's very rare that, you know, a guy's going to be the lead back for 16 games. You know, like, there's injuries, there's, like, all kinds of things seem to happen. And I just, like, I don't see him as like, you know, just like having a 1,500-yard, 15 or more touchdown kind of season. Like I just don't see that. And in the 2nd round, like,
no, 3rd.
That's high.
3rd.
Oh, he's a 3rd. Even 3rd, I guess 3rd's fine, but you know, like I don't know. He's not a guy that I want to go get. You know, like I think you can get like Paul Perkins, and you may get the same value like 4 or 5 rounds later.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, I think that I think he's going to be there in the 3rd round. I don't think it's too much of a stretch. I like him better than Fournette. I like him better than McCaffrey. I like him better than Mixon.
No,
that's just
McCaffrey.
Best
fucking guy out there.
I like McCaffrey's talent, but I just like the Carolina has shown that their offense does not run through the running back, so they're going to have to show me that they can incorporate him more than because they don't throw to the running back.
They haven't had a good running back. They haven't had a good running back. That's why.
When he was healthy, he was okay. Okay, next guy. Let's move on.
That's absolutely no. Let's not move on. Okay. Hold on. Carolina has actually like tried to be run first, but they've just had terrible running backs and not good lines that they have had to get away from it. But they want to be a run first team. And this guy is finally the dude, and he can do it all. And he's the first white, like, the man running back that's going to start and, like, dominate the league, and it's going to be amazing. This kid is, like, 1st round McCaffrey. Late 1st round, I would take him. He's the man.
All right,
Trust me, watch him. Watch him.
Okay, Isaiah Crowell, 3rd round.
Love him. I love him.
Love him in the
Definitely.
3rd round.
Higher than that.
And finally, Kareem Hunt in the 6th round.
You know, I just found out about Kareem Hunt. I didn't know anything about him until like yesterday. There's actually like 2 guys with Hunt. So like, which one is Kareem? What team?
The guy with KC.
KC, yeah. So I've heard good things in the last 2 days about him. So I'll have to look more. But I mean, he's behind. What round did you say?
Spencer Ware, 6th round. Spencer Ware.
Yeah, it's behind Spencer Ware, Trustandrick West. Like, didn't he just have like a pretty good game yesterday?
No. The guy who did good was he had a good game, but the guy who did really well though, because he started, was Hunt. So, I was just wondering. Yeah, I think it's a little early for the 6, but I think if you get Ware, you need to grab Kareem Hunt.
Handcuff him.
You need to get him because I don't think Ware's going to have the starting job more than 5 or 6 weeks. That's my thing.
Really? Like, why would he lose it?
Because they really like this Kareem Hunt guy. And Andy Reid only sticks with he likes to only run one running back when it's, when it's, sorry. But when he has one running back he likes to stick with him. That's my point. He doesn't like a running back rotation if he can help it. So, anyways, that's going to be it. We're going to be getting out of here. I don't see really any questions here. But everybody watching us on the Wise Take channel, sign up for wisetake.com. Put the promo code podcast. You get 20% off any package. You get the live stream. You get articles by Paulie D and myself, as well as free content by Q's and Slim Gady, stuff like that. So, anyways, we definitely thank everybody for joining us tonight on the Wise stream, live Wise stream, and thank you for waiting, us getting through the technical difficulties that I'm hosting it and I'm streaming it. I'm doing everything myself. So, anyways, guys, we thank you for joining us. Paulie D, thanks you for joining us. So we will see you, the members. We'll see you in the live stream tomorrow at 2:30 Pacific time, 5:30 Eastern time. And
is there an eclipse right now?
No, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the eclipse. You're supposed to wear glasses though, so there's supposed to be special glasses. But anyways, for Paulie D, I'm Patio Joe, and we're out.
Yeah.